Good evening, welcome to Estrategias Militares. We are live right now. Israel under ballistic missile attack from Iran, March 24, 2026. We discovered Iran's largest missile city as large as southern Lebanon. Family, your likes, your comments. This is Estrategias Militares. Let's begin. Very good evening, family. Welcome to Estrategias Militares. We are live right now. Just a few minutes ago, there was an impact in Israel. Cluster munitions over Israel. Let's watch the video. Let's first see what's happening right now, and then we'll continue. With the largest missile megacity in Iran, similar to all of southern Lebanon. Will you be amazed by what you see tonight? I ask for your attention, please, your likes, your comments if you want to support this content. PayPal.me/Estrategias Militares, super chat, open for comments. An interesting day from an information standpoint, given everything happening. Also breaking news. Pay attention to this because we're starting off strong, really strong, and take note of this. The team negotiation is team arriving in Pakistan. We have it exclusively, family. Once again on Estrategias Militares. The plane carrying the negotiation team on its way to Pakistan . Arriving in Pakistan, crossing the Caspian Sea, negotiation, arriving at the sea, crossing the sea, crossing the sea, crossing the sea, crossing the o quien sea, puede ver el humo en la distancia de Irán, porque esta noche Teherán está siendo to Pakistan. Crossing the sea, crossing the sea, crossing the sea. Y este avión, el que puede llevar the end of the war in his folder heading right now to Pakistan. The Iranians said there is no negotiation, we are not talking since the plane is heading to Pakistan. Someone is inside and someone is going to meet with him, someone is lying. And for now, judging by what we see, it's the United States. To refuel a bunch of planes. 4 super tankers, 4, no more and no less, the NATO AWACS plane in the air, and meanwhile they'll be launching missiles. Let's take a look. Everyone pay attention to camera number 10. Camera number 5. Camera number 9. Camera number 10. There is the cluster missile entering Israeli airspace. There are impacts. The Iron Dawn has fallen trying to shoot it down. Camera 5. Iran continues launching cluster missiles and tonight gave the evacuation order for all of northern Israel. Camera 7. Haifa, Iran and the cluster missiles. Be careful with the information coming in tonight. First time on military strategies. The complete guide to understanding each and every missile and mine in the Strait of Hormuz. Camera 7. Missiles. Thank you for We're seeing it right there, family. We are live right now. Super important. Your likes we share on social media, also on Twitter. You can copy and share this link. What's happening right now at this very moment as we're talking here together? Let's take a look. This was Erbil, Iraq. Tak. And this, Israel. There goes the cluster coming down. Wow, we see it. That cluster coming down. Tremendous, huh? Now we'll talk about those missiles. Wow.
Wow.
And what's going on there, Mommy?
Look how much, Mommy. This is going to work. I don't like it. This is going to work. It broke on me.
Iron Dome missiles try to shoot down the cluster missiles, but they can't. They go too high. Again, these missiles are falling on the civilian population. Again, another night. Another night with missiles falling on cities in Israel. There was an attack a little while ago, and this is the first attack of the day. It's 12:47 in Israel right now, and we already have images of the initial damage. Sorry, that's not it. Excuse me, that's not it. That's another place on another planet called Iran. Let's look for it. Footage of the initial damage in the town of Nesher, no? Let's watch it. We've got the first impact footage ready here.
Go ahead, have fun.
This is where they ate. Here are the stairs, my son. Do you understand where?
There we can see that one of those munitions that tonight we are going to show you, we already have the name, we already have the full picture of the munitions that are falling on Israel. Tonight we are going to see it here on Military Strategies. Exclusively, it's going to be a very interesting night with all the information and everything that's happening through that window. Coming in. There are no injuries. So far there are no injuries. Where exactly did this happen? About this, it's this place we're seeing, in this town in the north of Israel. Was it hit by a cluster munitions attack? Be careful, because it's no coincidence that area is being attacked. Tonight, Iran has given the order to evacuate everyone from northern Israel, from Lake Tiberias, from Haifa to the north. But well, first shot with cluster munitions. Not standard munitions, cluster munitions. There we see them. That's the thing. How is it possible that Iran keeps firing and people are asking this question in 1,000 places? How is it possible? What is the secret that Iran has? What are they doing to be able to launch so many missiles every day? Missiles against their neighbors, missiles against Israel, missiles against the whole world. By the way, in Lebanon, for the government fanboys who complain a lot, civilians complain that Hezbollah launches missiles near their homes.
My God, I'm here at my home, and all the parties that are defending the people are shooting at me. From here, they launch the missiles.
He focuses on us. Where is the launcher? Of course, they're launching the missiles next to his house, next to his family.
I've spoken to them 100 times. They mention their house and family and say, I already know. These attacks are from parties that fired at us, not Israel.
Crazy, completely crazy. The civilian population of Lebanon is held hostage by Hezbollah, by their launchers, and by this whole situation. By the way, best of luck to everyone tonight. Those who are in Lebanon. We already know why today. Also, the IDF's Arabic language spokesperson uploaded a photo. This morning, 2 members of the Razguan unit from Iran's special operations were captured in bed. You already know that it will be with us for a couple of days. The image of Pedro Sanchez on Iran's missiles is that obviously Iran considers him an icon to follow and puts him on their missiles. Well, good morning, Tito. Captured. Now they're probably being interrogated, so that they sing like a canary everything they have to say about Israel. By the way, for those who say the system fails, that in the south of Israel there is no air defense, that they are without missiles. When Iran dares to launch a missile with a standard warhead, this is what usually happens. Dimona area tonight. Destroy. The missile was destroyed there, then later they launched against Eilat and now against northern Israel. We are very attentive to what is happening, what is going on right now throughout the region. Parachute negotiations, a lot of operations are coming in. It's complicated. The situation is very, very complicated right now with everything that's happening. Tonight, I also want to involve you with your super chat. Evidentemente. Obviously, the comments, I want to see your comments. I want to see what you think about all this. I think it's interesting to send greetings to everyone, to send greetings to all of you who come from other channels to watch us as well. Even to those of you who are anti-Semitic, but you like to come here to find out what's really happening. Even if later you have your wet dreams about Israel being destroyed and people right now swimming west across the Mediterranean. Don't worry, it's fine. We've got just the medicine for you to tell you and explain what's really happening, what's going on, so that you stay informed. Is this super important? All right, so we have a topic, and now let's get to the main topic of the night, which I think you have to see. When I was taking measurements of a place I more or less knew, I realized that the place we're going to talk about tonight has more or less, almost, I mean it very seriously, almost the entire border from the Litani River in Lebanon to the border with Israel in size. Just so you get an idea, looking at this image, imagine that everything Israel is supposed to conquer in theory. This is the line we'll see here. From that line up to this line that you're going to see now. It could be the size of the place we're going to see in Iran. Notice the scale of what we'll see tonight. The giant missile city. We had talked many times about Hurramabad. We had discussed it and we had said, well, Hurramabad is something impressive. It's something gigantic. This is another level. This is another level. You have to give them credit. They have been there for a long time. In fact, it's in a place so close to something so dangerous. We could be 100% sure that what we're seeing is the largest missile city in Iran. By the way, the spokesperson for the Home Front Command says that several ambulances were sent to Nesher in the Haifa area, and they are treating a 30-year-old man with minor injuries after stepping on shrapnel, as well as a small group of people who panicked and didn't go in, so they wouldn't go in after the attack launched against Israel tonight. Seeing that the cluster is not something recommended, I've seen it myself. Impressive, isn't it? It really is. Before getting to that, I want to show you something. Something that's gonna catch your attention. A lot more. The ballistic missiles, the ones we're seeing, it's amazing. Shivan, a submunition that's like a small projectile, made of fiberglass to withstand the temperatures. And that projectile is the one that hits the ground and causes major damage. Of course, Iran has found a way that by launching this from a great height, it can cause damage, even fatalities, or unleash panic in a city. 100%. They're pretty clear about it. Absolutely crystal clear. What's more, there's a whole catalog of Iranian weapons ready and prepared to cause the greatest possible damage. A horrible, sinister thing. Submunitions launched in packs of 20 and even up to 80. Submunitions against entire cities. That's why it's important to discuss this topic and help people understand what all this is about. It's terrible, I mean it, it's terrible. And I hope that the world realizes someday the mistake it's making, because it's making a horrible, huge, enormous mistake in how it's handling this matter. There is too much talk, too many things are being said, but the world doesn't see its mistake. When Iran has enough capability to have those nuclear weapons, when it decides to build them actually because it already has the capability, there will be no turning back. Will they drop a nuclear bomb on some country whenever they want? It's clear the debate isn't about who has more nuclear weapons or whether Israel has them. Israel has never threatened to use nuclear weapons on anyone. Iran has threatened to destroy countries. They've said it. They want to destroy the United States, destroy Israel, destroy a lot of places. And they are proving it. They are proving it. And how? No one thought they would dare to attack their neighbors the way they are attacking them tonight. They're launching attacks one after another. Well then, that's where the story is. Iran has the capacity to do a lot of harm. Whoever doesn't want to see it, that's their problem. All right, let's go. Let's go to a place you're even going to see a missile farm. City of Qom. We know it, right? It's the holy city of Shiism. It's the place where the red flag is raised when Iran wants revenge. To the north of Qom, there's an industrial park too. This one we see here, where missiles are manufactured. Another industrial complex here, where missiles are also manufactured. And drones. Another industrial area here. From here, this one might even catch our attention. It is protected by a kind of mega barrier to provide security for another of Iran's missile factories. Is all of this hyper-connected? It was even getting bigger and even building underground facilities to hide something. What's on the other side of the mountain? Near a salt lake. Fort, do you recall the famous place Donald Trump mentioned? We have completely destroyed it. Well, that's how it is. Attacks right now. Jerusalem area. They're also going to launch toward the Ashdod, Kisufin, and Ashkelon area. Eren, Shalom, Nahalos, Niros. A missile is coming directly from Iran. A missile directly from Iran. Right now heading towards Israel. We're going to see it live. Family, everyone stay calm. Let's see. Fordow, you remember this, right? The outskirts of Fordow? Well, pay attention to this. The city of missiles. Here it is. Now you're going to see it in detail. Also, let's get to it. But before we go down there, we still have to check out the multicam. What's going to happen? Where are those missiles headed? We have to see it, family. A very large missile attack is on its way right now, heading toward Israel. Missile attack heading toward Israel right now. To the area where I am exactly. Leave sound. You know, when this happens, we have to stop, we have to see what's going to happen, what's happening, and so on. Right now, unfortunately, in this show, I'm not in the bunker, so if the siren goes off, I'm going to have to go to the bunker. But I'll leave the camera on for you. Tonight, I don't have the studio set up underground. We're at a location I obviously can't reveal, but if anything happens, we'll go to the bunker. We're live, family? Alarms coming soon? Again, Iran wants to attack Israel. Alert map. Let's take a look at it over here. Ashkelon area, Ashdod area, Jerusalem area, Rishon LeZion area, this area, which is where we are. Also, the GPS marks it, but I'm not going to give details about exactly where. So we're probably going to have to go to the shelters, family. Let's see what happens. In a few seconds, we'll see it. Jerusalem? We also need to check what's happening there. We're going to see it in a few seconds. Jerusalem camera in a few seconds. I ask for your patience. Let's see what happens. Family, we need to head to the shelters. See you in a few seconds. All good, family. We're here now. Everything's fine. Stay calm. Everything's fine. I'm not sure if the camera's caught anything. Ah, right. It's just that my camera was delayed. Yes, it did show up. Let's take a look. Sorry, my cameras were delayed. And it wasn't seen, sorry. Let's take a look. They've used cluster munitions. That I do know. That I can confirm. Wow, well, one more. We survived. One more. One more. There was a moment when you could see it. There it is. There's the missile. Let's watch it. Welcome to Estrategias Militares. Thank you for caring about me. Wonderful people. Thank you so much. We are live. Thank you, family. Well, it's normal, huh? This is normal? Let's see if anything else has been seen. I mean, you can hear it here. Here. I'm starting to look for images, though we already have some. There it is. There it is, there. You can hear the cluster munitions. You can hear it in the distance. Wow, oh my God, this is amazing. And you can hear it there. In the distance. And you can see it. There are videos. Relax. Let's wait for some videos. We'll show the others soon. We're getting there. They don't let us, huh? Take out the missile Megacity. I'm really looking forward to it being seen. You have to see it, okay? I'm being told that Iran may have attacked Syria, but I still don't have confirmation of this. I don't have confirmation of this. Let's watch the videos. Patience, family, this is happening in real time. We're working in real time and we're seeing things as they happen. Okay, let's cut the audio there. I'm telling you, tonight I really have to go to the shelter. We're in a different location. We've changed locations and we still haven't set up the whole set in the safe area. Let's see. Video of what just happened. I haven't seen it, okay? Leave reaction. Let's analyze. Oh.
Turn it off. Turn it off.
What's going on? Pay. 2 missiles.
2 missiles.
2 missiles. What's happening?
What's happening? What?
2 missiles? There's no alarm, though. What is this? Whoa, what is that? It's falling.
There has been an interception, huh? Of course, it's the one going over the top. Let's zoom in a bit. Right, the one that goes over the one underneath.
Wow.
Why?
That was at a very high altitude. That was the arrow system. Wow.
Cool. More from Zeno.
There have been explosions, huh? There have been explosions. I'm not saying it was on the ground, but there have been explosions that have been heard. We have interceptor aircraft. Phil. I think this is the previous one. This is the one from Haifa, excuse me, but this one stands out. It really stands out. Look at the explosion that's happening in the stratosphere in the upper one. That circle that's forming there. Super powerful. Ammunition was used. You could hear cluster munitions falling in several places. We have more videos and are live now. Family. Israel under attack. Another night. There's no truce here. There's no fear. There's war there. As much as you want, it's falling over there.
Because it hasn't fallen, and you don't see that it has fallen, Why hasn't it fallen? Why hasn't it fallen?
It really catches my attention. It could be two things. Let's look at one. That the warhead has separated and what we're seeing is the booster. It could be that that's the booster. The warhead separates.
And
It is intercepted. It could be.
what's the problem? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on?
What's going on? That missile we're seeing could be this one. We're gonna show it for a second. More missiles. Northern area, more missiles. One second, family, we're getting it ready. This missile, I'll explain to you why. This missile we're looking at is very peculiar. It's called Khaybar Sekam. It's from the Battle of Khaybar, the one between the Muslims and the Jews in the time of Muhammad. Why do we think it's this missile? It entered service in 2022. It's maneuverable. It has maneuvering capability during re-entry. That's why it has those fins you see on the warhead, but it also has something very peculiar. Drones right now in the north. It has something very peculiar. When the warhead separates from the missile booster, the warhead doesn't emit a trail. It reduces its thermal signature, which is exactly what we're seeing. We've seen it from this angle and we'll see it again from another. I think it's best. It goes right over, which is where the big explosion happens. Sorry, the small one right above. And it produces less.
There's no Azaka, but what is that?
Look at the video. Where is the warhead going? What you're seeing falling is the booster. But what you see above is the warhead, which you can barely see. It's just a small glimmer until it explodes. I think the warhead, the fragmentation one, is intercepted. Sorry, the cluster one, before it fully opens. Let's go to the camera quickly, because there might be interceptions right now in the north of Israel. Let's take a look. Things may be happening at the border. We're going to keep a close eye on what might happen over there because there are a lot of operations underway, military ones tonight, and we have to stay very alert. So the prime suspect in this attack, we repeat, is the Khaybar Sekam missile. It's a fairly new missile. Nuevo. New, it can carry a high explosive warhead, and it can also carry what we see, that type of warhead. Smaller, but it can also carry cluster munitions. Perdón, de racimo. It's a missile to keep in mind, dangerous, very, very dangerous. So the prime suspect tonight, let's get back to what we were talking about. But first, let's see if videos. There are any injured people while they were heading to the shelter. Anxiety, and also there are no victims. There are no direct injuries from the impact. There are no direct injuries from the impact. Let's find out what's going on. In Syria, the missile was intercepted, according to the IDF. It's confirmed. We don't know yet. We don't... Fina is commenting here privately that there has been an attack in Syria. I don't know the details yet, or if Fina wants to tell us, we'll see. The name Galibar keeps coming up as opposed to a figure, and he's hardline. He's from the hardline. Galibar is hardline. That's all I'm saying. We were looking at the map. The city of missiles, the mega city of missiles. Remember Fordo? We were there in Fordo, and now you're going to see the guy tangled up down here. It's crazy. All the factories we're seeing feed the city of missiles, all of them. Here it is. The anti-aircraft radar. It's an elevation radar to detect low-flying aircraft. It's not mounted on top of the mountain, which surprises us. But look here, all these cars parked at the entrance of the facility. There are several complexes connected underground, and thanks to the central base, and above it begins the city of missiles. Look at how many bunkers there are. Take a good look at them. The launchers come out of here to launch missiles against Israel. Here we can see them. All these reinforced bunkers. It's impressive. Is this area as big as southern Lebanon? Look here. Mega silos. They are all over the facility. These are the places where you can set up the launchers to fire missiles. Come in here and start launching missiles. Look how many there are. But be careful because we're not done yet. This is only one part. only one part of the city of missiles. It's like Hanoi during the Vietnam War, but these aren't anti-aircraft. These are for destroying cities. Look, the image is devastating. Well, the story goes on and it keeps going here. And it crosses over and keeps going. The city of missiles. We go up through the mountains. More this way. More launches. This is for the missile fuel. What a trip! Inside the mountain. It's absolutely crazy what's in here. In these inhospitable, desolate lands, in this landscape so hard to reach. In a city of terror, the city of missiles. It's absolute madness. Everywhere you look, you'll find places where they can set up the launch platform and fire. Look, here, the huge open-air warehouse full of missile-related materials. This is absolute madness, real madness. I'm being very serious. This artillery pieces, equipment to tow the missiles. Look, everything you can see around here, a huge open-air warehouse. And all of this, just imagine, added to all the facilities there are throughout Iran, all of them would have to be destroyed. When the United States says we have more than 8,000 targets, look around here, more than 8,000 targets. Just imagine attacking all of this, but be careful because there's more. The farm. The missile farm. These holes we see here are very strange. Just water wells. Or they have the exact diameter to launch missiles because these are burned. Because there's fire, traces of fire in those wells. Look, what we're seeing I don't know if anyone has any explanation for what we're seeing, for those holes in the ground. There's even a factory nearby, which is clearly related to the container program. We can see how this land has been moved. It's been dug up. This really catches my attention, really catches my attention. Everything we're seeing here. Well, here are more facilities. More facilities. This is an anti-aircraft defense system with an anti-aircraft gun. Here we see the entrance to a tunnel. Another anti-aircraft system, anti-aircraft. Another one over here. There's another anti-aircraft gun there. It's an area that's super protected, 100%. There shouldn't be much left. There can't be much left in terms of anti-aircraft defense because we've already seen the B-52s loading up with munitions. The JDAMs. That is, it has a range of 30 kilometers when launched from 30 kilometers away. But this changes, it totally changes what we understood. This is Fordo. It totally changes, it changes the scenario, and we've only looked at that part. That's why I'm aware that in this area here, what you're going to see now, pay attention to what you're about to see now. That's where the missile megacity begins. This one here, it starts right here. But there's an airport nearby, close to the airport, right there. And more facilities were being built in this area. We see here, look there. Another one was being built there, or it's already built. Look at the ventilation shaft up there. Do you see that image right there? That's the ventilation shaft. Let's look for past images. This is incredible. But the most recent image is from 2023. This must have already been built. They must already be protected underground. We see another entrance here, a double entrance. And here it would be under construction. And down there, look, inside there, way inside, another entrance was being built. Well, we can say that this facility alone, just this part, 1 kilometer long, 1,000 meters, no more and no less. Isn't it amazing? Let's look for more around here. Here, earth moving. Why is there earth moving here? In there, there's something in there too. There's a lot of earth moving there, and on this side too. There was drilling. In this area, drilling was being done. There are small messages written here. Could it be from the Ayatollah who is dead? It could be. It's incredible, it's incredible. A megacity as big as the south of Lebanon? If we actually do the math in square kilometers, it's truly insane. And that's why it's so difficult to get the weapons issue under control. Look. More holes here. Those holes, I don't think they're wells. If there's anyone who knows what this is, please send me an email. Is there anyone who has an idea? No, but well, let's see. They're attacking us. Judy Historia? I don't know if Judy Historia is around. Let's call him. Let's see if Judy Historia is here. Let's call him, let's bother him. 1 second, let's see if Judy Historia is here. She's watching us. Judy Historia, she's watching us. 1 second. She's not responding. Judy Historia has already left. Judy Historia, they've already left. To prepare Taco for the transport. Taco's first war. Well, it's the second. I think it's the second, not the first, I'm sure. We'll ask him one day. Of course, what we're seeing here, is a delicate subject. It's a very, very delicate subject. Drilling is also happening here. All the places we see those kinds of spots on the ground, it means drilling is taking place. Notice that from there, it's this place we're looking at to that area. It's 22 kilometers. Across a 22-kilometer wide stretch, there are a lot of hidden bases tucked away in there. No, Ariel clearly isn't in the mood. No one is when they're having cluster munitions dropped on them. All damn day. Look, more bunkers. More bunkers here. Bunkers, bunkers, bunkers. Look, 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 look. Wow. It's too much. Look. And what we see there, that part we see is where the ejector brings the missile out and launching them upwards. It's incredible. It's incredible measuring from here. From this area, which I think is where it begins. In kilometers, 14 kilometers up to the radar, 14 kilometers, which sounds quick to say. The city of missiles. Let's look for videos. Let's look for videos. And let's look for information. I'm going to show you the mines that Iran, it is said, has deployed in the Strait of Hormuz. Pay attention to the photo, pay attention to the details. You're going to be amazed by this. We had seen images of mines from World War II, but even this evolves. There it is. Mahan 3. A mine with magnetic and acoustic sensors capable of detecting marine metals at 3 meters, capable of estimating the best position to detonate on the ship. It has an electric timer. Oh my God. Pay attention, this mine is something else. Let's see, stop the music. You have to listen to this carefully, listen to it slowly. An electronic timer that can set a start time between 1 and 30 days and an end time between 1 and 365 days. A destruction or self-neutralization time between 1 and 99 days. It has a magnetic sensor and 2 passive sensors, and it can be programmed in various combinations. So that it detects steel ships. It can be used for directional attacks against ships that are not made of steel. And against submarines, 300 kilos of explosives to a ship. The first Iranian mine we're showing tonight, that's the first one. Second, people have talked about this model and the one we're about to see now. A limpet mine. With a high explosive charge? Let's look for the photo. Let's change. For this photo, Mahan 7. High explosive, manufactured in 2015. It has 3 sensors: acoustic, subsonic, and 3-axis magnetic. No idea. Don't ask me why. I have no clue about this. It is used against medium tonnage ships, landing craft, and small submarines. This limpet mine can be deployed by surface ships or aircraft using parachutes. And low altitude advanced drop. This lightweight mine can be used by ships in very shallow waters. The special design and shape of Mahan can deflect sonar waves sent by minesweepers, making it difficult for them to detect it. Very dangerous mine. This Iranian Inari mine, very dangerous, super dangerous, is not the only one. They have a lot more. But it is said, it is being reported that at least 6 or 12 mines have been released in the Strait of Hormuz at this moment. Six or 12. No. And now I'm really going to show you this. Trastera. What is terrifying part of the population in this country is cluster munitions. Pay attention to this. It's called Cadiz. Cadiz. Meaning of Cater. Divine destiny. Divine destiny. And this is? What information do we have about this? Well, you're going to be amazed. It's a warhead created for the Qader 110 missile. The warhead carries approximately 20 submunitions. Dispersion between 7 and 8 kilometers. Impact fuse, that is, the detonator is activated by impact. Solid warhead designed to penetrate structures and detonate inside. The entire body is covered with fiberglass that acts as a thermal shield for the body. The problem with these munitions is that the thermal shield burns away, leaving exposed the rear screws that hold the tail and fuse, which later burn and break, leaving the main charge undetonated. That's why we've seen some lying on the ground unexploded. That's why we've seen some unexploded. That's what we've seen tonight. We've seen it fall unheard. Something so small that it has taken lives. An elderly couple while they were going to the shelter. It's very terrible. There we see it. It's terrible, family. It's terrible. It's very terrible what's happening, what's going on. It's not about whining or anything. Look, this is a war, but bombing cities with cluster munitions? There still hasn't been any resolution from the United Nations Security Council. There still hasn't been anything. There hasn't been any special meeting. In Gaza, they used to hold 2 per week, and only because there wasn't more time. Otherwise, they would have held more. But they haven't been made. They haven't been made missiles, and this is interesting. What are the main missiles that come out of those bunkers we've been seeing? Attack Iranian missiles. The AMAD, which we've talked about several times. Let's put up here the photograph of the AMAD missile, which has been launched on some occasions. This behemoth that can carry chemical and nuclear weapons, a huge missile, very large. Let's take a look at it. This missile, but no. What do we know about this missile? Imad or Imad? Does it mean pillar? Islam has pillars. I don't know what they are, but faith has pillars. The pillars of faith, of Islamic faith, well, Imad represents that. High explosives, also capable of carrying cluster, chemical, biological, or nuclear weapons. It can detonate before hitting the ground to cause much more damage, spread chemical weapons or nuclear weapons. Accuracy of 50 meters. It's accurate. Liquid fuel in the first stage and the second booster, solid fuel. We should also highlight something interesting. The Ghadar missile mentioned earlier can be launched in 30 minutes. From the moment it's prepared, when they start fueling and everything else, 30 minutes. The missiles, for example, Sajat, the Sajat 3 need more time, but the most dangerous of all, the one that's talked about the most, the Yoramasat, the one with a range of more than 4,000 kilometers, not 2,000 as was said before, 4,000 kilometers. It has unique, very, very special capabilities. This missile we see here, why? The Yoramasat can carry up to 1,800 kilos of explosives, and its name comes from the Iranian city, where there was intense fighting in the Battle of Joramasat between Iran and Iraq in 1980. Speeds. All missiles that go over 5,000 kilometers per hour are hypersonic, all of them, but this one, when it's in space, it reaches 16,000 kilometers per hour, Mach 16. And during its terminal phase on re-entry, 8,000 kilometers per hour, which greatly reduces air defense reaction times. It also has a fuel that reduces preparation time and keeps it ready in just 15 minutes. In 15 minutes, this launcher is raised and can launch this behemoth. The fuel can be stored inside for years. It is immune to electronic warfare and has enough ammunition for 80 targets in a single mission, 80 targets. A few nights ago, beep, 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 one that had about that number, much more than what you're seeing, much more. It was absolute madness what I saw. The amount of ammunition he had. I don't know if you've seen fireworks. There's a very famous one that looks like a kind of palm tree when it's in the sky. It was basically like that, just to help people imagine. 80 submunitions falling from the sky onto targets, targets on the ground, cities, in this case, cities. According to Al Jazeera, right now, the United States is attacking Iranian militia forces in Iraq, in Ramadi, north of Baghdad. Attacks are being launched over there. Right now, nothing more, nothing less. Thank you. Do you think negotiations will happen? Do you think anything can be negotiated? Thank you. It's complicated to think about. I doubt it. Way too much. Tonight, Beirut is also being attacked. There are also attacks happening in Beirut this very night. Are the IDF still working over there? They're continuing to bomb areas in Lebanon again to clear out any terrorist presence. That keeps happening. It keeps occurring. Would it be? The group's backed by Iran. He announced today the arrest of a popular mobilization forces cell in Deir al-Zor, Syria, and later condemned the attack on the Kiryat al-Jir base. Subtitles by Nikolai. Today in Syria, a cell was arrested of Iranians. Wall Street Journal. The amphibious assault ship USS Tripoli, along with the USS New Orleans and approximately 2,200 Marines, they will enter the CENTCOM area of responsibility on Friday. That is the area of operations. The same day that President Donald Trump's 5-day deadline for Iran to open the Strait of Hormuz expires, Iran fails to open it within 5 days. We're going to see a nice little assault on one of the islands of the regime. We're going to see it. Right now in Iran. There. Discontent among members of the Revolutionary Guard. Due to ongoing negotiations with the United States. Right now, very worried. With the political negotiations, the Revolutionary Guard, they want to go on until the end with this. It's the Great War. It's the war they've been waiting for their whole lives. And they don't want to drop it or let it pass. And here we see, it's not a vacation destination. I call it the Great Tomb. Correct, Tom? Last night, this was bombarded with great intensity. Last night, the entire defensive system of the island was bombarded, much more than what happened on Car Island. And that Abu Musa, I insist, this island we're looking at, has been attacked with great intensity by the United States of America. Abu Musa could be the first island to fall or one of the first. And what about this one we see here? There are no civilians, practically only barracks where the Revolutionary Guard soldiers sleep. It's a military island. Imagine a B-52 or two B-52s. How can they devastate? Clear it out before the Marines arrive, before they come by air or by sea. All these bunkers with anti-tank munitions, anti-bunker, being burned to a crisp. There are satellite images. We'll see them. We'll see them soon. This island could be the first or one of the first to be taken in 5 days, just when it ends the negotiation ultimatum. Is this going to happen? Family, where are you joining from tonight? I want to know where you're joining us from. You already know that the more you talk, the more chances you have of getting a super chat or a membership. The membership, some gift, you can see you might get it. The more you show up in the chat, the more chances you have to get it. Let's get to the questions. Let's go with questions. Let's see what people want to tell us in the super chats. It says here, hello? Strategies? Maybe after the last threat from Iran and the evacuation warning, they might start using unconventional weapons. Is there a way for us to find out what's coming? Greetings from Beersheba. Damn, I'm afraid not. You can't know? We can't know what Iran loads into the warheads? You can't know. That's the problem. You can't know if it's a conventional weapon or not. Javier, thank you very much from Roy. Thanks for that super chat, Leandro. Do you think that, in a way, the United States abandoned Israel today? No. I think that, no, this is a strategy to prepare the next step. Thank you for broadcasting from Israel. Thank you so much to all of you. Thanks to your super chat, we can make this possible. Thank you so much, and really, thank you so much. Everything adds up. Despite the United States' claimed superiority, missiles still hit Israeli cities daily. Did you see that, Pino? Did you just see it? As it's clear that there's a lot of missile infrastructure everywhere, notice that there's even more. I didn't have time to show you earlier, so I'll show it now. This is a new facility that I'm working on right now. It's very, very far from the central area of Iran. No, sorry, it's in central Iran. Excuse me? This is the new one I'm working with. This one here. Look at this place. It seems like a very quiet place to me. A place that doesn't seem very mysterious, right? Well, look inside there. As things are already starting to go underground, like in this area, you can already start to see bunkers. A mega radar right here for early warning. This radar we see here should already be destroyed, obviously. We can see air defense systems, cannons, and an anti-aircraft missile here. Another pretty large anti-air missile from the Soviet era. Bunkers down here. To provide security, we see here a radar, an anti-aircraft battery, an anti-aircraft missile launcher here. We keep looking around here because there's a site, as I said, I'm working on it to get to know it, study it, and understand its layout. It combines anti-aircraft defense with ballistic missiles. It combines both types. Here you can see that something has been buried in this area. You see all this ground that's raised like this. There's something buried underneath there. and in this area. From here you can see that something important was also being built up here. You can see the underground entrance around here, in this area here where that missile is. And it's clear that what we're seeing here is somehow related to the anti-aircraft defense system, to the missile system. We can see some roads going up into the shaded part of the mountain, and we can also see here how a lot of earth has been moved. And these are other places that really catch your attention, So we'll look into it over the coming days to give more information on this issue. What is it about? This place, which seems to be quite big as well, quite important because it's nearby. Look at this. All of this industry is designed to build missiles. Everything you see here is designed to build missiles. Everything. There's not a single one that's exempt. Not a single one. And then, well, we see a bunch of systems over there scattered around, spread out here and there. Take a look over here. It's incredible, really incredible. Let's continue with the super chats. Let's add a little audio here. More comments.
Have we already seen that one? Thank you very much.
Welcome, Herman. Thank you very much. Lydia, on behalf of Pastor Lucia Garcia in Tampa, Florida, God bless you and continue to protect you. Thank you, Lydia, sending a hug to that whole great community. Iran denies the talks. Who is lying? Well, Professor, we've seen the plane for the negotiations. It should be arriving in Pakistan by now. So there is a plane for the talks. Who's lying? I don't know. Maybe Israel lacks information about those missile farms, which is why they're not destroyed. They actually do have the information and are working on it, but it takes time and isn't easy. It's not that easy. It takes time and many flight sorties from the United States. We stand with Israel until victory, brothers. Anna, strategies. This is overwhelming. It feels endless. I don't know. Tell me Israel knows about this place. Terror? Yes, Israel does. Israel has to know. A little help. Take care. Strategies. Thank you very much, Miriam. How do I send emails? By creating one for yourself? Ural, thank you for the real information. Thank you all very much for your collaboration. Rosa, thank you very much to you as well. Thanks so much for the memberships. It's terrible. I think so too. Nobody talks about cluster munitions. The world is deaf to Israel. What helplessness. Well, it's okay. Sonia, thank you very much. Will Kara Island fall before the 5 days of surprise? No. I don't think so. In fact, I think the time for the island hasn't come yet. I think first we need to secure passage through the Strait of Hormuz. Kara isn't going anywhere, the Strait of Hormuz. Yes, it's something that needs to be taken strategically to allow your troops access, to allow international transit. I see that option as more likely than taking Kara Island right now, so that's where we are. Family, thank you so much for being here live with us. We're going to keep working, keep bringing information, and we'll see you in the next show here on Military Strategies. I don't know if we'll go live tomorrow or not. Let's see what happens tomorrow, or what happens tonight. See you here on your channel with all the information.